questions, if that's all right.
Cool. I don't know how interviews work. I'm Maya. I'm from California. I've been doing music like in some form since I was like 2. I started playing violin when I was like 4, and then I've done other stuff. I've been gigging since I was like 11, and I'm like 19 now. But like I think I'm doing more like of my own stuff now, which is cool. I want to move to New York after this. I'll release this album. That's my goal for the future. Yeah, my mom has cancer. I'm making a record about it. Yeah, that's a big part of it for me, is just like sharing my experiences, hoping that other people have similar ones. And I guess what this album is like trying to fill a gap, because I feel like there's no albums about your parent having cancer. It's just not really a thing, even though it's such a common thing to have to deal with. There's no art made around it really, and no resources, so I'm trying to do that. Something like that. Could be cool. Okay. But that could be a transition into Friends. You can like do that and I can start playing Friends under it or something.
Try it.
Okay, let's try from like when it comes to just piano.
Yeah.
Also, I love the fact that my part in that bit is literally I just make noise.
I love how it sounds like a friggin' rocket ship in the bridge. It's amazing. That's like such a... It's prosody. It's like prosody to the max. I love it. Then I can talk over this, like... So this is a song about missing my friends, because I'm not from here, as you can tell.
Don't say that. Yes, you are. If you want to get paid.
Well, not from here could mean like from Manchester or something. It doesn't have to mean from California.
Yeah, you sound...
I know, I totally do.
Hi. As far as I can remember, like when I was a kid, like, 8, 10 years old, I didn't really have much of an ambition for anything. And my mom was trying to get me out of the house, and she was like, well, there's a music school that they teach like kids of all ages to play in like rock bands and stuff. And she was like, well, maybe you'd like that. And I was like, okay. So we went, and I don't know, I was just enamored, I guess. I literally fell in love with music, as it were. And I don't know, I think something that I've always struggled with is taking risks. Maybe sometimes when I'm on stage, I'm not at 100%. That sometimes impacts my feelings. But I think that when I am fully there is always this feeling of nervousness. But I love it. I love it. Her mom had cancer at the same time that my mom had cancer. And so when we both got into LIPA and we started talking, and that's when we realized it. And since then, we've been great friends, you know. But it's just, I think for me, Maia's music is, you know, very deep and moving because it applies to me as well, I guess, and my mom and her situation. That's like typical Joe rock and roll though.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
It's a bit more me than you, but
So maybe make it a little bit more.
make it a bit more you. Right, what's the fucking Jerry?
I love
Pick
how
a random chord, and we'll put a random chord in there.
I'll do you one better.
Because that's the Maya technique. It's just put in a fucking chord.
Let me know because I have notes as well. Let's try to see if we can sketch this out.
Okay.
You have, of course you do.
Of course you
What's
do.
in your notes?
So,
And then we come crashing in with the riff. And I could even like stand up or something at that point.
what if it started like this?
I'm not sure because I always do bridges. So on one hand, it would be cool to have one that doesn't have a bridge, but also I feel like I'm almost known for them at this point. And you
Yeah, the
put
iconic Maya bridge is always like.
It's the thing. This is the thing that you learn from being a Taylor Swift super fan at 13 years old when you start writing songs.
Yeah.
The bridge is always the thing.
If
Yeah.
we're doing it as punk as possible, don't hate me, but a guitar solo never goes amiss. I now pronounce this bridge open. Music has been a massive part of my life since I was as long as I can remember. Because I'm an only child, single parent, I'd often come home and there'd just be dead silence. There's nobody around, nothing to do. And I decided that I was bored of silence. So I just filled every spare second I had with music or film or some form of media just to keep something there. And then I discovered I could make the music myself, and then I just went for years and have never really stopped. I feel more comfortable and more myself on stage than near enough anywhere else. I have Jamie behind me, so I'm deaf in one ear constantly just because of Jamie. I've got Rachel on the other side, and she's not loud. Well, she is loud. She just talks constantly, so I've got that coming in the other ear. Jerry's making my ankles weak because the amount of bass is like slamming into my ankles. I can't hear Maya or Eve at all, so I just sort of go into my own little bubble and try not to kick any of the audience in the face when I jump too high. But it's the best place to be. I think it's going to be a great album. I think it's going to be very cathartic for anyone who's going through a similar experience, or anyone who's lost anyone. Because it's loss and it's the hope that comes after. And even if you don't enjoy the themes, the tunes are great. So even if you don't listen to the words, if you just ignore Maya completely, the guitarist's really great, so just listen to him. We're all very close outside of the band, we're all very good friends. Two of my best friends are in this band. Very simple that we all really love each other.
fell in love with music. I've always loved it. I just, I got like putting like that visual aspect of the 70s kind of like brought it together more because I love the aesthetic of it all. And then I discovered Elton John in depth, and then I became obsessed, and then I started writing songs because I love Elton John. I used to feel like my face get all like hot when I'd go on stage to start singing, but now I don't get as nervous, which is nice. It feels like everything is so accentuated when you're on stage. Like I feel like the fucking particles of air around me when I'm on stage. I think we have had this band since like the beginning of the year, and we're still like consistently like getting like better with it. So what I hope audiences will take from this concept album is to tell the people in your life that you love them more, because I mean obviously she talks about just like a lot of hard things like family and things like that and how important family is, but I think when I listen to it, it just makes me want to like hug the people I love, like tell them that I love them.
I'll give you a direct quote from my personal statement. Music is not something I do, it's something I am. There was never any moment where I was like, oh my God, this is the thing that I love doing. I suppose that's a good thing about working with Maia, is she's very work and goal oriented, which is something I really, really respect about her. And I love Maia's music so much. When I first heard her play, I was listening to her and I was like, oh my God, this is the artist I've been looking for. When she was starting to put together backing band stuff, and she's like, oh, hey, do you want to do backing vocals? I was like, I'll do anything. I'll just like, I'll sit by the keyboard and just like hand you water so you don't even have to reach, because you shouldn't have to move because you're a god. I think the concept album is pulling together all of the stories that she's told to us as friends, and we'd be having these conversations, and then the next practice that we had, and I was listening to the songs and I was going, oh wait, that's that thing, that's that. Like, it's so amazing to be on, like, to see that side of it, because it means you just get to know the music so much better. At the gigs, something that we started doing now is, because there's usually a couple songs that Maia does solo on her own, and what we start doing at gigs is like we sit down and then the audience sits down with us, and taking the piss and then like clicking in modern art. And there was a point when I had egg shakers and started bringing those in, and it's like such dumb shit, but then it actually contributes to, I don't know, creativity of the band.
My name's Jamie. I play the drums. Started last week. I feel like I'm really coming along good. I can just about hold a beat together, so I feel like I've trained for long enough and I'm in this band now. It's a dream come true. How did I fall in love with music? Well, basically my parents are musicians, and I did everything I could do in my power growing up to spite them as much as they could. So I thought the ultimate goal would be to become better than them in their own field. Best thing about playing for Maia? God, that's a tough one. I absolutely love her songwriting and how it directly, at least for me, means that I don't have to practice anything at all between rehearsals. I like to choose music that is as close to what I'm used to playing as possible, because I'm very unversatile and can't play anything else. So I feel like if I like joined a pop band, for example, everyone would just think I was shit. Yeah. Why the drums? Because I wanted to choose the thing that would make my life as difficult as it possibly could be. So I just love nothing more than carrying gear between venues. It hasn't given me any back issues at all at the age of 19. Yeah, just drums.
You don't have to decide right now.
Yeah, and I don't really
If you just
need-
want to get the recording done, then that's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Like-
I don't really need a final mix right now anyway.
Okay.
But like,
Cool.
we can always, because I'd rather mix the album as an album, if that makes sense.
Awesome, mate. Sounds great. Cool.
Should we double that?
Yeah, I think we'll just get another one of the same thing, to be honest.
We like each other and we like the stuff we're making. Because I feel like there's a lot of cases with bands where it's like there'll be some weird competitive aspect, or there'll be like a person that doesn't want to be there. And I've found over the years that it's not necessarily the best musicians that make the best band. It's like the people that like me and that like each other. Because like if you don't have that like personal connection of some kind, like the music isn't going to be that good. Like I think with this band, like people are generally pretty professional and we all enjoy what we're doing and want to be there. And it's really cool to be really building this album with the same people.
If I wanted something, I probably would say. Actually, I'd say I'd ask for help, but I wouldn't ask you 'cause I don't want you to see me crying. But if you see me crying, it's not you in a hospital room. I wish that my brain had an off switch so that I could stop thinking about hospitals and you. They say it'll take time for everything to completely go away. I wish it would all go back to normal. But what the hell is normal anyway? And I just wanna get over myself. I really should be sleeping, but instead I'm dwelling on all the situations